Truth or reality. Look, man, we're just gonna finish off the 9/11 facts videos right here on this one, going through some things that happened the days after 9/11, things on the day of 9/11, and some facts surrounding, like, facts about different buildings that have caught on fire throughout history that ended up not falling at free fall speed like the ones on 9/11 did. So look, man, what we got right here, we'll start out. San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown receives a warning not to fly the next morning. By the way, I have talked about this in the latest roundtable discussion with Tim. So this was going to be a little shorter, just if you don't want to watch the whole hour for that one. This was going to be a little shorter, so we can just kind of cut through the facts right here. So, anyways, continuing. There's reports of eyewitness testimony saying that it did not look like a commercial aircraft, that there were no windows. You can people in journalism, or like people in the media, people working for the media is what I'm trying to say here, have been reported saying the public media version is never really what happened. We're never really told the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's always got a little spin on it. Report from Russ Wittenberg. He's a commercial pilot. He flew two of the planes that were used on 9/11. In terms of two of the types, there's no way, this is a quote, it could not have flown at those speeds without going into a high-speed stall. Okay, so like the way the planes were evidently maneuvering on the radar, there was no possible way that a plane like a Boeing 757 or whatever could make those turns and make those things at that speed without going into stall, which is where all the systems cut off for a minute. So there's that, and then there's also Danielle O'Brien. She's an air traffic controller. A quote from her: "The speed, the maneuverability, we all thought it was a military plane." Supposedly the hijackers that they reported, you know what I'm saying, they reported defined out who they were. If you look back on their schooling and listen to their professors, or not professors, but whatever they're called, their teachers, talk about them in the class, and also their test flights and stuff like that, trying to get their pilot's license, they were not very good pilots. They were just scraping by. You know what I mean? So for them to be able to do these maneuvers, they would have had to be an outstanding pilot, is what these people are saying. Later on, by the way, there's no trace of Flight 757. The official story as to why was intense heat from the jet fuel that vaporized all the stuff. So think about this. How could the engine that burns the fuel end up being melted by the fuel? Because inside of an engine, there's fuel combustion, which means fuel is combusting. You know what I'm saying? There's fire on the fuel. The fuel is within flames within the engine. So there's no way that it's going to melt the engine from jet fuel fire. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to happen. Maybe the rest of the plane, sure, but within the engine itself, those would have been left behind no matter what. You know what I'm saying? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. So that's kind of weird. Before the roof of the outer wall collapsed, the only damage to the Pentagon was a hole no more than 16 feet in diameter. And these planes are nowhere close to 16 feet in diameter. But inside the Pentagon, there's another 16-foot hole. The plane would have had to smash through 9 foot of steel reinforced concrete. Okay, when I'm in the nose of these planes are supposed to be so fragile. You know what I'm saying? They get caved in with a bird. You know what I'm saying? So this kind of thing that would have made a hole through the 9 feet of steel reinforced concrete doesn't make much sense. There's a picture in the video that I watched. It was a documentary. I think it was damn, I'm slipping on the fucking name of the damn film right now, but I might link it in the description. But anyways, what I'm saying is, in this, it shows a picture of what a Tomahawk cruise missile impact would look like. And it looks oddly similar to the Pentagon hole. Now, I'm not necessarily a believer that it was a Tomahawk Hawk missile. I know this is going to sound nuts, which I mean, I've said it before. I think that it was holograms, as crazy as that sounds, and that the bombs were planted there the entire time. And that it was just holograms. Because if you watch some videos of some footage of the planes running into the Pentagon, or not the Pentagon, the Twin Towers, it's like it just melts into the fucking building. It's so weird. It just doesn't look real to me. It doesn't look like an impact to me at all. So if you would look at the videos, I might throw some videos in this video right here because I've screen recorded a lot of them and put them in fucking slow-mo to see see what the hell's going on. But boy, it's kind of weird shit. And also, what's kind of interesting is if you ever watch the news feed of the building, if it's coming from, okay, so the building's right here, and the plane's coming in, and it hits the plane. And okay, think about this: the nose of the plane is so fragile, you would never see the nose of the plane exit the other side. But on this news feed, it's closed in on the building, and you see the plane come in. You see the impact, and then you do see the nose of the plane like right here, and then the fucking film just it goes black for a second on the news feed, and then pops back up. It's like, okay, wait a minute, somebody fucked up somewhere, and they had to try to save it right quick, but that was kind of odd to me anyway. Anyway, April Gallup, she was working in the Pentagon's west side when it hit. She was in the hospital. She was visited by men in suits more than once. They never identified themselves. They would make suggestions of what she should say. They told her to take the victim compensation fund money and shut the hell up. They kept insisting that a plane hit the building. They repeated this over and over. This is what she said: but I was there and I never saw a plane or even debris from the plane. I figured the plane story is there to brainwash the people, and I don't think she could be any more in the right, in my opinion. Multiple reports of smell of cordite. Cordite and jet fuel smell completely different. Nowhere close. Cordite is used in ammunition. So there you go. The FBI, by the way, took the tapes from the gas station. This is across from the Pentagon. The gas station, the hotel, and the Virginia Department of Transportation. Like me and Tim talked about in that video, if it's legit, man, why not just release the tapes, release the footage of the plane running into the Pentagon? Because that would shut the conspiracy theories, all the rest. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, the official release, in terms of the photos, there were 5 frames. None of them show a 757 plane. From what I've seen, none of them show a plane at all. So, anyways, this is on Tower 7. What was in Tower 7? The CIA, Department of Defense, the IRS, the Secret Service, and Rudy Giuliani's emergency bunker, which was being used by the SEC to store 3,000 to 4,000 files related to Wall Street investigations. So yeah, let's go ahead and destroy that on the same day as the Twin Towers, because we thought everybody was going to be distracted by the Twin Towers and was going to see the Tower 7 just falls in a complete fucking demolition. In 9/11, if you look at I keep on saying 9/11, the Twin Towers, what I mean, if you look at the buildings, they fall at free fall speed, and they look exactly like a controlled demolition also. So when people talk about it's a controlled demolition, it's not just Tower 7. If you look at the 2 Twin Towers and look at it, and you can do equations to figure out what a building with a certain stories should fall at free fall speed in, it falls exactly within that time frame. So, you know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is kind of match up the connections here guys. July 28th, 1945. This is about buildings that caught on fire or got hit that did not fall. July 28th, 1945, B-25 bomber hit the Empire State Building. There was 14 deaths, but the building still stands. In February 1975, there's a fire started between floors 9 and 14 of the North Tower. That never fell. May 4th, 1988, 62-story building burned for 3 hours and spread over 4 floors that never collapsed. That was in L.A. February 1991, building in Philadelphia burned for more than 19 hours, spread over 8 floors, did not collapse. October 2004, 56-story in Venezuela, burned for over 17 hours, spread to 26 floors, and even reaching the top roof, and did not collapse. February 2005, the Windsor building in Madrid burned for almost 24 hours. The top 10 floors did collapse, but the rest of the building below that did not collapse. So the foundation and all that kind of stuff, the lower floors did not collapse. The whole building did not fall at free fall speed on its own footprint is what I'm trying to say here. The Twin Towers only burned for 56 minutes and 103 minutes and collapsed all the way to the fucking ground. So like I said, there's a math equation for them to find free fall speed, and what they came up with for the Twin Towers is 9.2 seconds. And if you watch the video of the Twin Towers falling, if not 9.2 seconds, it is fucking close. I'll probably post it up on the video here when I edit it up. Excuse me, and throw a little stopwatch up there to show you guys that this shit's crazy. Many cops, firefighters, and just rescue squad individuals, and also regular people inside, there was reports of multiple explosions in the same building. The Fox News reporter says the FBI was marking off the area and taking pictures just before the explosion even happened. There's a Nicholas DeMasi. He's a firefighter. He claims he was assigned to take around federal agents to search for the black boxes. He found 3 out of the 4. And also these phone calls, man. These phone calls from the flight attendants, very, very weird. They lasted evidently on one of them 23 minutes, but only 4.5 minutes was recorded, which kind of sounds kind of crazy if you think about it, really. But this woman, if I can go back and mention her name one more time, I keep on mentioning it, Rebecca Roth. Both of the phone calls were around 30 minutes, somewhere in there. Like I said, that one was like 20, what did I say? 23 or something like that. Yeah. Okay. So within the 23 minutes, 30 minutes, from what Rebecca Roth says, they don't say much in terms of they're not really freaking out. They keep on repeating that we are in the air, we are in the air. When of course that would be the case if you were hijacked. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have to say that. So that doesn't really make any sense to me, anyway. But they were excuse me. Supposedly they were using a cell phone, which doesn't make any sense, because if you think about it, the cell phones won't work at the cruising altitude. So these planes had to be, in my opinion, they were the commercial planes that were actually scheduled for the day. The people that actually, I'm not saying there wasn't people that died in planes on 9/11. The people that had claimed to run into the building, in my opinion, on those planes were not on those ones. The ones that you saw run into the building. The true ones with the passengers that were taken to a different airfield, a different airbase, and were taken care of. Is the words I'm gonna use. But no, man. I mean, if it doesn't make you, in my opinion, I don't know if it should make you upset in terms of pissed off, but boy, it should make you disgusted, in my opinion, because it's just, and a true normal human being would never be able to do these kind of things at this scale to this many people. We are talking about beings without empathy at all, because that's what it would take to carry out these operations on such a mass scale, and cause mass deaths and casualties. It's sickening, to be honest with you. But like I said before in the video right before this one on 9/11, this is almost the perfect conspiracy, and that should kind of red flag you a little bit, because these people that run things, that brainwash people, that control the perception of the world, that control the direction of what we're headed. They've thought about these things. They're not stupid enough to just let this thing slide. There's something going on. In my opinion, it is that 9/11 is the perfect conspiracy to hold your hat on and to try to focus on and try to prove day in and day out, to be completely distracted with that, than to realize the true disgusting things that they're doing. Now I'll look up some more facts on this kind of stuff, but there is, before we infiltrated the Middle East and the Iraq and Iran areas and Afghanistan and stuff like that, the heroin production, or the is it poppy seeds? Either way, what I'm saying is the production of it's opioids. Okay, I'm sorry. Opioids. Okay, so the production of opioids coming out of that area was very minimal, very low, and it shot up to 90 to 93% once we infiltrated over there. If that doesn't throw up a red flag immediately, then I don't really know what else to tell you. The fact that we infiltrated and that number spiked up. And like I said, this is also another one of those perfect conspiracies, in terms of they lay out these things and they leave a trail of breadcrumbs for you to come and try to piece together, because that also distracts you from the true nature of reality within itself. Like I said on one of the past ones, this material world is just a hallucination. It's just an illusion, because your brain it hallucinates your true reality, because you're basically taking information in, it's reading it, it's trying to figure out how to put it together and stuff like that, and then you come up with whatever the hell this is, whatever the hell this is, and whatever the hell all this is. You know what I'm saying? So this is not the truth. This is the truth that they want to keep you in, and it's why they bring up these. They leave these breadcrumbs for certain conspiracies. They are very interesting. They are very intriguing, and they are very sick. Excuse me. And they distract you from the true nature of what's happening here. That's in my opinion. Like I said, I mean, they do have great importance. I'm not gonna lie, because they open people's eyes to the truth and to realize that the people of power do not have your best interest in mind. And that really shows if you look at all the food, I guess the FDA, that makes the regulations, it makes what's the word? Not predictions, but suggestions of what you should eat. If you look into what they suggest you should eat, there's very low, there's a very bad research to support the opposite, in terms of large consumptions of dairy, large consumptions of meats, instead of large consumptions of vegetables and fruits. Like I said before, I've turned vegan. That's going pretty damn well right now, to be honest with you. You feel a hell of a lot cleaner. To be honest with you, not necessarily cleaner as in like you felt dirty when you were eating meat. You just feel healthier. You really do. And people that think that you can't have good tasting food on vegan, if you want to, you can have some Oreos. So, you know what I'm saying? If you ever need a day where you're just like, man, I just want some fucking things that taste great, but it's still vegan, you got some Oreos to help you out. and they got some dairy-free ice cream and stuff like that. So it's not like vegan's not gonna. It's not that hard to go vegan. I'll be honest with you. But and I'm not saying that vegan's the only answer. Vegan, I'm not not one of those people that's gonna be like, man, if you eat meat, you're a fucking piece of shit. That's not what I'm doing. Because hey, go eat your meat, go do what you do. Everybody's having their own unique experience within this illusion, and trying to find the things that they're trying to find. And your road is only for you. So look, you know what I'm saying? Do you? Don't be part of the. Don't be part of the herd. Don't be a sheep. That's one of my main messages here. Is just don't be a sheep. Don't follow. You know what I'm saying? Don't follow the herd. Be your own person. Live your own life and follow your own road. And like I think it was an Einstein quote. We've lost one of the most unique and most important abilities of the human brain, human mind, and that is intuition. We've become too calculated within our thinking. You know what I'm saying? There's not enough going with the gut feeling. There's not enough of that, because if you go with your gut, in my opinion, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be the right move. As long as you trust that move, you know what I'm saying? If you second guess the move, no matter what it is, it's gonna be, man, maybe I fucked up. Even if you made the right move, if you second guess that move, it's still gonna be like, damn, maybe I should have picked the other one. But if you go with the gut feeling and have 100% confidence with that gut feeling, you're gonna be on the right road regardless, because you will create your own true reality of what you want to be, of what you want to become, and you'll steer yourself in the right direction. As long as that direction is not getting addicted to drugs or like heroin or something like that, man, that might be the wrong direction. I'll be honest with you. But I mean, that's just kind of comes with some knowing what's right or wrong. But anyways, like I said, this has been the last one of 9/11. I know there could be more details, but man, these details are just to open up people's eyes, because once you open your eyes, you see things a little clearer. Not as clear as maybe you should see. I still don't see things as clear as I should see. It's a never-ending journey is what I'm on. In my opinion, I think that's what everyone needs to be on. Is never like I want to get to here and then I'm good. I almost follow a similar David Icke type theory, and that's it. We're here to work on our spiritual journey, and our afterlife is where we relax, is where we pop up to feet on the couch. You know what I'm saying? But so constantly growing is to constantly find the truth, constantly finding the truth within your reality. That's just the message at hand right here. So anyways, like I said, this has been 9/11. This is about it on 9/11. And I know I could go on more. If anyone else wants to bring it up on some roundtable discussion type things, I'll definitely talk about it. But this is going to be the last video specifically for it. So hopefully this one's better than the hour, because this is, straight to the point here. And more people like to watch shorter videos. So like always, man, comment, like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Trying to get this thing going as a full-time gig here. Trying to grind away at the grindstone here. So, anyways, this has been me. This has been the Truth Reality. This has been the 9/11 completion episode, and I've been sprinkling in, of course, my own thoughts on the fact that it's almost the perfect conspiracy. Because when you look at the connections, it's almost too easy to connect them dots, if you know what I'm saying. And I don't think that they have done that on accident. So, anyways, I'll probably make another video here soon and post it like tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So this one should be going up today. I'll post the next one tomorrow. So I'll see y'all next time.